Hi, I just published my third book, my second novel, Caught on the Bases. It's a young adult book about three friends who are caught in a unrequited love triangle as they're trying to make their high school baseball team. I'm really proud of this book. I started writing it in 2018, and at one point I was going to try to get it traditionally published. I had an agent at the time, and we were thinking about taking it on submission, but I just never did. Then I kind of was working on it on and off over the years. And then after I published my first debut novel in 2023, I think, I decided to start working on this one again and finish it up. It did need a good amount of work. I edited it quite a bit over the last year or so since I published my first novel. Now, I know a lot of adults are kind of reluctant to read young adult books, but as an adult myself, I have always really loved young adult books. I've even liked middle grade books, especially ones that are more mature and sophisticated. That adolescent period is such an important period in our lives, and like so much is going on. And also just there's like an innocence to it that you really don't get in adult books. So in this case, you have two girls and they're softball players, and their softball season gets canceled because of budget cuts. The school cuts their softball team. So they're trying to figure out what to do, and their best friend, who's a boy who plays on the baseball team, they team up with him and try to make the baseball team. It's actually the idea of one of the girls to try out for the baseball team. The other girl, Riley, is a little more reluctant. And Sydney, who's the boy who plays on the baseball team, he is unsure also. But the softball coach, who all three of them are kind of friends with, helps them get ready and encourages them to try out for the baseball team. And then along the way, they kind of run into a hard-headed baseball coach who doesn't really want girls on the baseball team. And a lot of the boys themselves are kind of unsure about it. So as they're dealing with that, they are also dealing with their own little drama because they are in an unrequited love triangle, which, if you're wondering what the hell that is, it's basically each of them likes somebody different. And as the book goes on, you slowly realize who likes who and kind of how those three different storylines are intersected and what that means for their friendship. And really, in the end, the book is about friendship. And by the end of the book, you really get a strong hold, strong idea of what friendship means for the three main characters, and maybe what it means for yourself. I found as I was writing it that I kind of fell in love with friendship again. It's kind of like my natural instinct to just like write a love story about people falling in love. But as I was, and that's kind of what this book started out at one point, was just kind of a romancy young adult book. But as I kind of dove in deeper, I realized that it's really a book about friendship and what friendship means to each of the characters, and how friendship is like really a beautiful thing, and how friends can like love each other so intensely but not fall in love romantically. Now, I have to say, I personally really fell in love with these characters, and I know that probably sounds like a cliche, like every author says, oh my gosh, I fell in love with my characters, I love these characters so much, like they're just part of me and blah blah blah. And I'm not invalidating that, I'm not saying that that's not true for them, but for me this is really the first time that I felt like that. It's not that I like didn't fall in love with my characters in the first one, I just felt that like the characters in this book were developed in such a way that it felt like real people, like I really knew them. And by the end of the book, I just like found myself crying a lot because I found myself crying a lot because of what these characters were going through, and like I kind of felt guilty at times, like, oh, I'm putting these characters through this. It doesn't have to be like this, but it also makes the story the best it can be to put them through that. It kind of reminds me of that movie Stranger Than Fiction with Will Ferrell and Maggie Gyllenhaal. Probably my favorite movie of all time, at least in the top like 5 or 10 movies of all time. I love that movie so much, and it's basically like about this writer, Emma Thompson, who is going to kill Harold Crick, who's Will Ferrell. And she like writes the book, and in the end he's going to die, but then, I mean, spoiler alert, she changes it so that he doesn't die because she meets him in person and kind of has an attachment to him where she doesn't want to kill him, knowing that she would actually kill a real person. So in some ways, like my process felt a lot like that. Like I don't want to do this to my characters, and I won't say whether I decided to do what Emma Thompson did or to go ahead and go the other route. I don't want to give any spoilers, but I will say that I did have a similar dilemma as Emma Thompson did in Stranger Than Fiction. So I hope you'll give this book a read. I would really appreciate the support, and I really think you'll enjoy it. As I said in like one of my Instagram posts, it might break your heart, but I promise it'll be worth it. The tears will be worth it. It's a really good story, and I'm really proud of it. And I hope you'll give it a read. Now you can get the book as I'm recording this video. You can get the book on Amazon. You can get the ebook right away. The paperback might take a couple of days to get there. The audiobook should be ready any day now, probably by the time that I publish this video. The audiobook should be on Audible and Spotify and pretty much anywhere else you get your audiobooks. So I hope you'll give it a listen or give it a read or however you consume your books. And thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.